Okay, so welcome to the Relaxing Hatha class, and we will start in a seated position. So get yourself into a position that feels good for you. I'm actually going to sit on a cushion, so it is an option if you've got one to hand and you want to sit on one. Just helps to raise the hips. Gets you into a more comfortable position. Makes it easier to sit cross-legged if you find sitting cross-legged a bit uncomfortable. And then bringing your shoulders up, back, down and around. And you can have the legs straight if you prefer, or you can even kneel if that's another option, if you prefer that. So we're going to start off just by moving the head around a bit to get the head and neck nice and relaxed. So maybe just a few rotations of the head. Shrug out of the shoulders. And then bring those shoulders up, back, down and around, and placing the hands somewhere where they feel comfortable. And we're going to do some cooling breath. So cooling breath is where you inhale through the mouth, either through a rolled up tongue, if you can make your tongue like a straw. If you can't do that, then just place the tip of the tongue against your lower front teeth, behind them. And then have your mouth as if you're about to whistle and suck the air in over the surface of the tongue. Then close your mouth and exhale through the nose. So we're going to do several of these. And you can either close your eyes and just focus in on that cool air, that cool sensation on the tongue surface, or just bring your gaze downwards. So we do about a minute or so of this. Keeping the length of your breath at a comfortable depth. And try and empty the lungs as you breathe out. So this can have quite a calming effect on the mind as well. Let's do 3 more. And then slowly lower the chin down towards the chest, and we'll bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Let's move the head up and around. Doing slow, smooth rotations with the neck and the head. Tuning into what you can feel. And next time your chin comes down to the chest, we'll change direction and rotate the opposite way. Next time the chin comes down to the chest, we'll bring the head back up to a central position. And from here, let's bring the hands to the heart and we'll inhale the arms up, stretch up overhead. And as you exhale, bring the arms out wide and down. Let's do that again. Inhaling up, exhale wide and down. Twice more. When you bring the hands down, let's bring the right hand to the floor, lift the left arm back up, and then we'll lean over to the right. Breathing deep, opening up the left side of the ribs. Tuning into that movement of the breath around the ribs. Now let's come up, stretch the arms up overhead and side bends the opposite way. Breathing deep again. Inhaling, come up, lengthen up through the spine and then twist to your right. Your right hand's just on the floor behind, left hand on your right leg or knee. Breathe deep. Relax the arms, turn to the front, reach up high and twist the opposite way. Again, tuning into that breath. And then release. And then if you're sitting on a cushion, you might want to come off it at this stage. We're going to straighten the legs. You just lean back into the hands and we'll just work a little bit on the feet. So pointing the toes and then flexing the feet. And then rotate your ankles and feet. And then rotate them the opposite way. And then from here, if you have the legs slightly apart, and then you're moving the feet in towards each other, then moving them outwards. So the toes point in and then they point out. Now from here, just give the legs a little shake out. If you hold on to the back of your left thigh with both hands, and inhale, straighten the leg, exhale, bend. Now imagine you've got a marker pen on your big toe. We're going to draw a circle with that big toe. And then circle the opposite way. Now from here, let's bring the left knee into the left elbow crease. You can place the foot in the opposite elbow crease or you can hold it with your hand and we'll rock. Now bring your arm, your left arm, on the inside of that left leg and hold your foot or your ankle or shin, whichever. And then we'll move that leg outwards, opening up the hip. Bring the leg back in, lower that leg. Let's just shake that leg out. And then we'll do the opposite side. So hold on to the back of the thigh first and we'll bend and straighten the leg. And then do a large circle with your foot, your big toe. Circle the opposite way. And then from here, we're going to bring that knee into your right elbow crease and hold the foot in the opposite hand and rock. Holding on to your foot or your ankle or shin with your right hand, let's lift the leg up and then bring the leg out. Bring that leg back in. We'll lower the leg down. And then from here, just bending your knees, let's come into hands and knees. And we'll just bring the hips towards the heels, over to the left, up, right and down. Making that large circle. Next time the hips come to the heels, changing direction and circle the opposite way. Next time the hips come to the heels, pause here, maybe slide the hands forwards, bringing the head towards the floor and feel like you're lengthening through the spine. So hips are at heels, so we're in a sort of child pose. Breathe deep. Now walk your hands back up towards your knees. We'll come into hands and knees position. And we'll take some cat tilt. So inhaling, looking up. As you exhale, hollow the back, look down. So try and keep that movement really smooth and flowy. Now bringing your back into a neutral position. And from here, we'll just extend the right leg behind. Keep the toes on the floor and just rock back and forth, stretching out that leg. Bring that leg in. Let's do the opposite side. It's nice to stretch out the toes as well with this one. Bring that leg in. And then from here, if you take your knees wide, but have your big toes touching, bring your hips down to your heels, and then slide your left arm underneath the right arm and turn to look to the right. So we're in a revolved child pose. Let's take 4 deep breaths here, breathing into the back of the ribs, the side of the ribs. You want to feel a stretch around that left shoulder blade. Now let's push into the right hand to uncurl and come up, and then we'll twist the opposite way. So sliding the right arm underneath the left, turn to look to the left, head to the floor, breathe deep. Now uncurl and come up. And from here, we're going to come back to a seated position with the legs straight in front. Make sure you can feel the sitting bones beneath you. And bring your arms in front. Lengthen up through the spine. And then we're going to reach forwards and lean back. So let's bring a little bit of a twist into this. So reach above your opposite foot. And you want to feel a little bit of twist around the shoulder. Let's do one more on each side. And then you can come to a stop and we'll go for a twist. So let's bend the right leg. You can keep the foot here or you can bring the foot across. Lengthen up through your spine, twist around to your right. Keep that right hand close into the back of the body, look over the right shoulder. So each time you inhale, think about lengthening up. Maybe a little micro twist on the exhalation. Now relax your arms, turn to the front, straighten that right leg, and we'll do the opposite side. So bringing the leg over, lengthen through the spine, twist to the left. And breathe deeply down. Now release, come back to the center. We'll bend both legs and lower the knees down towards the floor. And if you bring your feet in towards you, so you can hold on to your ankles, so the soles of the feet are together, extend up through the spine. And we'll do 4 cooling breaths here. Sucking that cool air in over the tongue on the inhalation and exhale through the nose. Now you can let go of your feet and slide the feet away from you. Lower the chin to the chest and let's round forwards and down. Try and soften and let go with each out breath. Let's hold for 2 more breaths. And placing the hands on the floor, slowly push yourself upwards. Let's bring the knees up and together. Actually, no, leave the knees there. Let's just bring the hands behind us first. And push into your hands and lift your heart. Look up at the ceiling. 3 deep breaths here. Really feel those chest muscles expand on the inhalation. And then release. Bring those knees up and together. We'll straighten the legs. And maybe have a little bend in the knees. The legs are together. Let's reach up, stretch up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, hinging from the hips, come forwards and down. Head towards those legs. Let's come up again. Inhaling, reach up to the ceiling. Get as much length in the spine as possible. Exhale, forwards and down. And let's hold the pose. Try and relax into it with each exhalation. Feel a stretch along the back of the body from the legs, back of the thighs, up into the lower back, maybe the middle part of the back. Let's hold for 3 more breaths. Then place your hands on the floor either side of your thighs and push yourself upwards. Let's bend the legs and we'll come and lie down on the floor. Hug the knees in towards the chest, a little rock. Place your feet on the floor. And let's hug the left knee towards the left armpit. Now you can either keep the leg where it is or bring your left arm on the inside of that leg and hold your ankle or your foot and then lift the lower leg so it's vertical. So we're in a half happy baby. You're pushing your hand and foot into each other. Try and soften around the hips. Let's let go of that leg. Place the foot on the floor. Let's do the opposite side. So hug the right knee towards the right shoulder. Try and soften around the hips as you exhale. Now bringing your right arm on the inside of that leg, holding the ankle or the foot, and raise the lower leg so it's vertical, but you're keeping the knee close to the floor as possible. Now release. Let's hug both knees in towards the chest again. Place your feet on the floor, keeping the knees bent. Arms are by your sides. As you inhale, reach the arms back to the floor behind and lower the knees down towards the floor. As you exhale, bring the knees together, the arms back down. So let's do that again. Inhale, arms up, knees wide. Exhale, knees together, arms down. Let's do 2 more of those. Now from here, if you place your left ankle over your right thigh, you can keep your legs like this, just gently pushing that left thigh away from you with your left hand. So you should start feeling that in the left hip. If you want a stronger sensation through that left hip, then we'll bring the right foot off the floor and we'll hug that right thigh in with both hands. Keep moving your left knee away from you. Now release the legs, bringing the left foot to the floor, keeping the knees bent. Let's do the opposite side. So bring your right ankle onto your left thigh. Let's just push the right thigh away with your right hand. Pause here, keep breathing deep. So you can either stay like this or you can bring the left thigh in towards you, hugging that leg with both hands. While you're moving the right knee still away from you. Now release. Place the feet back on the floor. Inhaling, separate the knees, bringing them down towards the floor and raise your arms back up overhead. Once your arms are on the floor behind you, bend your elbows, bringing your hands closer towards your head and try and soften through the hips. And we'll take 4 smooth, deep breaths here. Breathing deep down into the belly, trying to relax and soften the hip muscles as you exhale. Now bring those knees up and together. Hug them both back in towards the chest again. So we're going to do a full happy baby now. So keep your feet together, but widen the knees. Bring your arms on the inside and hold your feet or your ankles, pulling them in towards you. So you can stay in a sort of nice, easy, happy baby like this, which is a big hip opener anyway. Otherwise, see if you can raise both your legs, lower legs, so they're vertical. And maybe rock from side to side like a happy baby. You could even move the legs slightly like a happy baby would. Now release. Bring the knees back in towards the chest. Place a hand on each knee. As you exhale, pull them in towards you. As you inhale, move the knees away from you. So let's do that again, pulling the knees in, pushing them away. Now place the feet on the floor. You can keep your knees bent, or it's quite nice actually at this stage to straighten the legs. Stretch into your heels and then bring your arms back to the floor behind you and stretch into your hands so you've got a full body stretch. Let's hold here for 2 or 3 breaths. Breathing deep down into the belly. Now relax your legs. Lower your arms back by your sides. You can bend your knees if you prefer, otherwise keeping your legs straight. Let's just take 4 cooling breaths. Sucking that cool air in over the tongue surface as you inhale. And breathing out through the nose. Now, let your breathing return to how it normally is. And start to focus in on your out breath. And tune into the parts of the body that are in contact with the floor. And as you breathe out, allow the weight of your bones to sink down into the floor. Now tuning into your inhalation, in breath. And notice the space just above you. And as you inhale, focusing in on the front of the body, feel the body expanding upwards into that space above you. So with each inhalation, you're expanding upwards. And with each out breath, you're sinking down. Now a little wriggle of the fingers and toes, bending your legs if they're straight. Slowly roll onto one side and come up to a seated position. So thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.